So on today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you could highlight your mouse cursor. So whenever you are doing screen recordings or tutorial videos, people will be able to follow you a lot easier because your mouse is highlighted. So I'm going to show you how to do that in Linux Mint, which is my main operating system. But I'm also going to show you how to do that in Microsoft Windows as well. Unfortunately, I don't have Apple Mac OS, so I can't show you how to do it there. So let's go ahead and get into this video to see how we can highlight our mouse cursor. Welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. On this channel, you'll learn how to be creative, and I'll teach you the tools you need to create. So be sure to hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel create more content like this. All right, so the highlighted mouse cursor is something that I think a lot of people would like to have, especially when they're doing screen recordings like what I'm doing right now with OBS. But it's also something that might be a little bit complex or confusing if you've never done it before. And so I'm going to show you how to do this in Linux Mint first, because this is the main operating system that I use. And then the second part of this video, I'm going to show you how to do this in Microsoft Windows, because this is the one that most people will be using. So let's go ahead and show you what this mouse cursor does. So obviously right now it's highlighted, so it's really easy for you to see. But other things that this mouse cursor does is, if say for example I open up a program like say GIMP, I'm going to open up this program. See, there's a little clock as well, so whenever the program is loading, so that's nice to have. And at least with this mouse cursor that I use here in Linux Mint, whenever I click something, it doesn't change the way it looks. Although there are some mouse cursors that you can do that with. So for example, in the Microsoft Windows, I have one that does allow you to change the color whenever you click on it. And within Linux Mint, you're able to do the same as well, but it's just going to take time for you to find one that does that. So let's go ahead and get into Linux Mint. So the easiest way that I feel you could do this is to actually just download icons that are already pre-designed for you. Now you could always design your own, but it does take a lot of time. And so the best site I think to do that is at this site right here, gnomelook.org. I will leave the link to this website below. And whenever you come here, you go down here to cursors. There's a category here called cursors, and there's 989 different cursors there. And there is a lot that's available. And so you're going to have to spend some time to find what you like. But the one that I'm using is this one right here. It's just called YCDMZ. But I think this one looks the best for what I need, and it's very simple. So once you found this, all you have to do is go ahead and download it. And here's the file. It's really small. And this website is a very trustworthy website. So I've used this for many years, and anybody who uses Linux will understand and be familiar with this website as well. So once you've downloaded this particular cursor file, or it's really an image file or a bunch of images, you'll come down here to your downloads, and I've already downloaded it. So it's right here. It's a tar file. And so once you've downloaded that tar file, all you have to do is right click on your mouse and then extract here. And when you do that, here's the folder. And within that folder, there is a theme, index theme. And most importantly, here's all the various cursor images. All of it is here. So everything that this needs will be here. And the way in which you change that on your operating system is you're going to have to go into your settings. So we're going to come down here to settings, system settings right here. And then we're going to go to themes. And once you're in themes, you're going to see something called mouse pointer. And right now, you can't see this. So if you click on mouse pointer right now, you'll notice that I have it here, but I also have the defaults here. So here's the default, and then I choose the new one. So how did I actually do that? Well, you do that by changing some of the system properties. Okay, so if you go here, let's go ahead and open up a new tab right here. You're going to go to your file system. Okay, so this part's pretty important because you're going to need to have permissions, root permissions, sudo permissions to actually bring this brand new folder into the system so it can be used. So all you have to do is go here to this USR folder or user folder. Now you can do this through command line, but I think it's a lot easier for most people just to do it through the GUI. So you highlight this folder, and then you right click on your mouse and do open as root, and then type in your password. So once you're here, you'll have elevated privileges. So what that means is you'll be able to modify the contents of this folders. And so all you have to do once you're here is go to this folder called Share. And the folder you want to look for is icons. And so it's down here under icons. You could also do a search for it as well if you don't want to scroll all the way down. So there's the folder icons. And all I did here is I just copied that brand new folder. So this cursors folder that we just extracted earlier, I just copied that into this icons folder and it's there. So once you have it into your icons folder, you could go back to your system settings as we saw earlier. And then on your mouse pointer, as you saw earlier, you now have this available to you beyond the defaults that it has. And that is all you have to do. And if you wanted to add different cursors, you could do the same steps that we did earlier. Just go to the website, download the ones you want, and now you'll have a brand new cursor that you can use that's highlighted, but also some of them like this one have additional animations as well, which is really nice. So that's all you have to do to update cursors on Linux Mint. For serious YouTubers, check out TubeBuddy, the premier tool news at geekoutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. So now that we've seen how to do that on Linux Mint, let's go ahead and do that in Microsoft Windows. Now, there are some similar ways in which you could do it in Microsoft Windows, but there's also ways you could do that programmatically as well, which is my preferred method. So the way you could do it by replacing the icons is you're going to first have to download the actual icons or cursor themes. And this is going to be very similar to what we did in Linux Mint. So you could type in Microsoft cursor themes in Google and obviously be careful what websites you go to. But the one that I see consistently come up is rw-designer.com. So if you went to this site, there are a variety of different options. And like I said, this is very similar to the website that I showed you earlier for Linux Mint, like gnomelook.org. And so in this case, you go to this section called cursors, and you could download the cursors that you'd like. There are many different cursors available. You could also design your own as well, or you could do a search. So let's go ahead and look for highlight cursor to see if we could find something that will work for us. And there should be a lot. So let's go ahead and do that. So here are some highlighted cursors. And let's just assume you're going to use this one. And all you have to do is download the file, okay? And this site, it is one that is reputable as far as I know. It does look really old, but it does work. And in terms of instructions, there are instructions on how to download and customize your mouse pointer. And when you click on that, you come here. And so obviously this website hasn't been updated in a while in terms of the design. So because they still have like the old Windows on here. So Windows 7 it looks like, but the instructions haven't changed too much. So I'm going to show you how you could potentially do that. Now, I'm not going to replace this myself because I like the programmatic way to do it. But if you were to do it, you could do it this way. So once you've downloaded that .cur file or .ani file, you can come down here to settings and you could do a search. I'll just type in mouse settings. Okay, so come here to mouse settings. Now, once you're here, you can adjust the mouse and cursor size if you like. You know, there are some defaults here as well. So you could customize it as you need to, or you could actually do something else and use the ones that you've downloaded. So you could go down here to additional mouse options. And here under mouse properties, you'll go to this tab called pointers. So here you'll notice that there are some default graphics and images for each one of the different pointers or cursor options. And here you just go to the one you want to change, in this case normal select, which is our mouse, and then go to browse. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up the default cursors folder. Okay, so where this is at is if you go to your C drive, you go to Windows and then cursors. This is where all the .cur and .ani files are. And so you can find all your cursor files here. And so that's where you would actually put the cursor files that you downloaded. And so obviously this does require permission. So whenever you come to this folder and try to paste it, it's going to ask for your password. So very similar to what we did in Linux Mint. And once you've done that and you've selected the cursor files you want, it'll replace it with the new cursor file. And at the same time, you could name this as a default theme or what they call it scheme. So that way you can use this cursor whenever you need it and then go back to the default scheme whenever you'd like. So that's really all you need to do. Now, the way I like to use it is using this program, okay, the one I'm using now, because it gives you a lot of flexibility and you don't have to go through all these steps. And so this is another option, and it's the option that I prefer. And this one is actually from Microsoft's official store. So if we go back here and you type in something on Microsoft Highlight Mouse, this is the very first option. And when you click on that, it's going to go to this Microsoft App Store, and it's called Mouse Pointer Highlight, and it's free. So all you have to do is get, and you'll go ahead and open your Microsoft Store, your App Store, and then it'll bring it up here once it loads up. And I've already installed it, but all you have to do is just install this, and once you've installed it, the program will show up. So I have the program right down here. And so what I like about this program is it gives you flexibility, okay? You can adjust the size of it, the opacity, you could select different highlight colors, and you could also change the click highlight color as well, or you could disable it. Like if I disable it, when I click on something, nothing happens. When I enable it, when I click on it, there it is. It takes the color of this click highlight. So I find this program really easy to use. It's flexible, and at the same time, it's free. So that's definitely a big plus. And since it's from the official Microsoft store, you don't really have to worry about any potential viruses or anything. So that is it for this video on how you could actually highlight your mouse cursor, whether you are using Microsoft Windows like what I have here, or whether you are using Linux Mint. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And if you had any other ways in which you do this, I would also like to know that as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. And if you're a creative geek like me, and you want to get exclusive access to more content that I don't put out here publicly on my YouTube channel, then join my Gold Content Creators group, where you're going to get content like this and more for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Gold Content Creators group.